There's fixing to be some noise, but I'm sick of waiting. I keep sitting here thinking like all this stuff I want to say. I'm sitting here patiently waiting. I was like, fuck this. You're gonna hear noise, but I'm gonna have my own place back to myself soon. So I'm so excited. Yeah, it just means it's so funny too because when I was making this place, I was making it like as a little love nest, and so far it hasn't been that. It's been someplace where I've heard a lot of nonsense. One thing too that I've decided, if because I've been doing all this crocheting, I'm making the socks and that I'm making hats now too for the kids with the little furry ball thing on the top. Because one of the grandkids was like carrying on about this one I had that's like from Goodwill, $5 hat. But I'm making real ones, and I've got some. One of the other grandmas has alpacas, so I bought a bunch of whatever it's called. I don't think it's called wool. Alpaca. It's just alpaca. So I bought a bunch of that, and I'm making the grandkids of that grandma's hats out of that. And they're so cool. So, but the thing is when you get something like that that can just completely distract you from the world, put on some nice little happy music, and then you just go into this little place. So much time goes, and I'm telling you, if we have to stay in this, this reality, that's how I'm going to live my life. I will just become the woman in the woods who sits and crochets a lot. I'll drop off all of my little hats at the local hospital. Because the hospitals will still be there in this reality. It's so crazy because the more and more I go into stuff, the more and more I just am like, this is not my place. This is not my place. And it is like to try and just get by. If it feels like imagine what were those people called, because my one daughter wanted to be one so bad, and they go to the underdeveloped countries and go in and help build for them, show them how to do things or whatever. And that's what it feels like. It feels like, you've gone to some place and they don't understand at all like what you understand. But when you go to a place like that that is willing to accept knowledge, but it's not. It's more of like, you're crazy, you're crazy. This is real. I mean, I swear, I already had this conversation this morning of, I'm too much of me. I'm just too much of me. If I could stop being so much of me, I might be tolerable. But, it's my beliefs. It's my beliefs, Age of Aquarius is my beliefs. Everything crumbling is just my beliefs. COVID, not my beliefs. It's just my beliefs. I'm just a crazy person, but I'm satisfied to be just. I'm okay with that. Because this other thing, I'll just go in my little crazy world here and find my little crazy people who want to sit and listen to me talk crazy talk, and then that will be my outlet, and I'll sit and crochet my way through life. It's like Rumpelstiltskin. Just crocheting, because time really goes fast, man. More for my eyes, and then plus you get like cramps in your hand right here. You get these cramps. Otherwise, you could just go like a little machine. Some people probably can. I mean, there's girls that can put out freaking multiple things a day. I'm lucky if I could finish a half a sock. I'm no expert, but you don't have to be an expert to enjoy something. You just have to find things you enjoy. And I definitely like creating, and I like that sense of accomplishment. I like to look at what I did. I like to see it, my paintings and everything. Like I can just sit and look at, you can just sit and look at your own paintings even, and just keep looking at them like, oh my gosh, how did I get that so like that dark and light just like lined up so perfectly? But, since I believe everything is not really me, something going through me, so I can't take credit for any of that stuff. I just get to, enjoy that it came from outside of, that my hands did it, but it's other energies that work through you. You know, the more you tap into those energies, even doing art, doing music, doing anything. You know, a long time ago, I used to, it always was in me. I wanted to sing along, sing along. The songs would come on and you just feel the music. You know, I'm just one of those people who just want to jump up and do the little dance and sing, do the music. That's just, you know, who I am. And I've always been that way. And, but I was also super shy. I mean, it was a lot to get me to come out of my shell when I was younger. And when you do, and you just get shut down all the time, just kind of like, no, you know, don't be so much of you. Stop being you. If you would stop being you, you would be tolerable if you would stop being you. Fuck, I do my best. I think I do my best just to be more of me. Like, well, I'm just me. But when I would sing along to songs, like, I can't even tell you how many people, especially husbands or boyfriends or, you know, they would just ridicule you. Like, you don't even know the words. Just stop singing. You don't even have a good voice and stuff like that. And so, you know, you kind of shut yourself down more and more. You know, that's why it's important to have people that build you up and build you up. Because being here by myself, you know, just turning on music and just belting it out, singing along and having fun and stuff, you start really finding like, oh my gosh, I can sing. Like, I can literally sing. And I was being held back by other people. There's just so much of us that other people hold us back. But it's us not loving and believing in ourselves is what allows it, you know. Everyone's going to try and hold you back. Nobody's going to see your potential. Nobody's going to understand who and what you are. We got to give up on that. We just do. We just got to quit thinking like, oh, why can't someone understand me? Oh, you know. I mean, it's just maybe not going to happen for everybody. We don't all get to be understood in this life. I don't know. But it is important to understand yourself and to just love yourself and accept yourself, because you don't need other people to say you're okay and say that what you think, and you know, like, they don't need to give their stamp of approval for you to love yourself, because you know you're waiting on people that are just a bunch of dirty stamps. Like, who gives a shit like what other people think? They've got their own stuff to work on, and if they're focused on your stuff, they're not focused on their stuff 100%. Like, you have to, you know, be focused on your stuff, and you can't just be, you know, trying to solve everybody else's problems, trying to tell everybody else how to be, and you know, how to live, and you know, stop being you, because you're a lot. So, but oh my gosh, the other day I had a couple days where I was just by myself, and it was so nice. Well, it was Trixie and stuff, but still, the energy literally changes. Like, I've become so in tune to energy. Like, people who come around, like, I can read how they feel about me. And, like, you just, you know, like, the energy goes, and when you've unblocked your blocks, like, you unblock yourself by healing, you become just, like, you absorb, you become one with the universe, one with the energy. You just become like I said, you start hearing so much clearer. The consciousness that's out there communicating with you. But remember, there's not all consciousness that you want to be dealing with. That's where you got to have discernment. You got to be in a high state, feeling good about yourself, pulling in energy that you love, you're worthy and stuff like that, because it's when you're in that lower where it's a lot of messages that it won't be clear to everyone, like voices, like schizophrenic people, like they can hear actual talking. Not everybody gets that. Some people just keep getting feelings and feelings. Oh, I'm worthless. Oh, I'm so horrible. Oh, there's nobody likes me. The world would be better without me. Like, I've been there. I think most people have been through that experience, have lived on this planet. This is hell. Oh, that was one thing before I was gone off TikTok. I had seen where somebody was explaining how this literally is hell. Like, they were showing the the realms or something. I don't know. I'm just fascinated with all the information people find when they do really dig in deep. And like where I talk about, some people just get focused on one thing and they just completely go into that and look at all the information and stuff like that. And then when they share it, it's like very interesting. But they had the different realms, and this one is hell, and that's what I keep on saying. And they were talking about it's part of the consciousness has to move itself out of like hell and move it up itself into the next reality, the next realm, where it does have more power and control over its own existence. And but this, that's what I'm always saying, like this is literally hell. Like I don't know how anybody could talk about hell and then think this isn't hell. Like this is, to me, I mean, I wouldn't want to go lower than this. This is the lowest I want to go. This is enough hell for me. This is a lot to experience. It's a lot to be healing all the time, and a lot to be growing and just be fluid, you know, be in flux with the movement of what's going on. And it just, you know, I mean, this is a pretty long river. It's the River Nile or whatever, the longest one. It's like, through the desert. It is. Oh my gosh, it totally is. It's long. But you just gotta go with the flow, and it just is long and slow. Some parts are speedy and treacherous, and everybody's got different parts, you know, because we're all in different parts of the river, so we're all in different kind of experiencing different parts at one time. But it's long, slow, treacherous process, man. Getting to this new kind of way of being, this new world. And you know, and it starts with the people. It starts with the change with the people, and you know, and the collapsing of all the systems. You know, just like, I mean, I can't really go out and be like, oh, I'm gonna go fight the education system for my kids. You know, I'm gonna override I'm gonna go do it for my grandkids, like, because they don't see a problem. My kids don't see a problem, so that'd be a little wacky for me to be like, oh, there's a problem. I can know there's a problem. If you don't know there's a problem, how am I gonna fix your problems? You have to see you have a problem. So it doesn't make any sense. So that's what I mean, like, we can't go and step into other people's problems. Like, I can see, oh yeah, it's a fucking problem. It's a big old fucking problem. I mean, it's a shame you can't see it's a big old fucking problem, but I can't control what you see, because it's all going to come to you. And when something affects somebody, that's when they start considering it and looking at it differently. Until then, they just continue to accept the reality that they are given, just like Ed Harris says, you know? You accept what you think reality is. And so, yeah, all these people who, you know, I can see a problem here, I can see a problem there, you know, all these different things I can see a problem with, they don't fucking see shit. So I'm crazy, and there's no problems just because I'm a negative person who's a lot, that I focus on, you know, I'm just looking for negativity. That's all I'm looking for all the time. Just, oh, give me some negative, give me some negative. It's like, okay. So sometimes there's things that you say and you have to look back on it and it's like, oh, man. But, you know, I don't think everybody does that. I do that. I don't think everybody has the same amount of introspection as everybody else. But, you know, I mean, the medical, you know, I'm speaking out about that the best I can do. I mean, it's in the process of collapsing. It's in the process of everyone seeing all the different systems that everybody is starting to see. But it's us that we have to pull free. I can pull free. I can say, oh, I'm not gonna go to the doctor anymore, except for now I got papers I gotta go get filled out. That just sucks, because I don't even want to go to any of the stuff. It feels, it just feels wrong. Like everything about the medical establishment is just, it's bullshit. And I think a lot of really good people are in it too, who are starting to see and starting to understand. I mean, I just saw some numbers, and I'm sure it's so much worse now, but of whoever organizes the athletes, the professional athletes or something. I don't even know all the different 3-letter organizations, but lots are just dropping dead. Like in the thousands are just dropping dead. And these are the healthiest people, you know. Also pilots, yeah, they're mid-flight, keeling over. And that's information that's trying to be blocked heavily. There's a lot of information that is being taken down all the time, but there's a lot that's going to be coming out, but people aren't going to see it until they're affected. Like I was, you know, I had it made clear to me again that there is only one thing going on, and it starts with a C and it ends with a D. And, if I would just recognize that, all would be good. So good. But, the more that you just, it's so much about just staying centered, and and find things that are distracting or whatever that make you feel good, connected to yourself. That, like, I like to have things that I accomplish. Maybe don't. Like I've journaled so much. I think I have 8 or 10 books that I've written. I still have to organize them and write them into an actual book. But I've got all of this information. I was like writing in my phone. It would be like different things that they would tell me. A lot of it is like a situation happens, like I've said before, a situation happens, or I see something and then it just put like this whole thing in my head of it, and just like see everything at once. Just is so interesting because I always wonder, like, how does everybody else's mind work? Like, does everybody else get that kind of thing? Like, or well, they must get some kind of thing because so many people say downloads. I don't know what that is. Like, that must be like what I'm talking about. Like, you see something or hear something or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just like you get all this information. It's just like a chapter of a book, and you go to the next chapter and you just know the chapter already. You don't even have to read it. It's all shown to you. And then after they do that, that's when they start bringing me, information about it. They start dropping information like where other people are talking about it, or people bringing in, like, with researchers and stuff. They show all of this different stuff, then they bring in all of these different facts, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, so that is real. It's not just something that I'm just crazily making up. It's something that is, and that's where I've had to really start learning to trust that information is coming in, because they're constantly showing me that it is them telling me. But the biggest confirmation, I think, for sure, was the stuff that they were telling me when I was a kid. And then when I started watching Ancient Aliens, and that's when I started getting like confirmation on that. That was, when was that? I must have already been, maybe it was like 6 years. I must have already got my brain injured. I keep trying to, because now that I look back on all of the stuff about my healing and the different process of it, especially trying to talk about it to help other people, to understand like this whole spiritual transformation that goes on. So I'm always trying to think like, it is like the BC, or before Christ, after Christ, as it is. Like, there's a part of me that was the before, and then there's the part of me that I think of as being more enlightened, or more, pure, or more connected or something. I don't really know what exact words to say about it, but yeah, it is, but I've talked about it before, about when you go through the process, it is, when the healing, it is like a rebirth of yourself. This whole new you will come out, and that is like the phoenix out of the ashes, the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. And that all the stuff that you have, all of the different traumas and things that you've gone through in your life, are the information that you go into your cocoon with, that you heal, you go into your experience. But then when you come out, you've got all of this stuff, all of the knowledge of all of the lessons that you learned. And you go into the world as, a more knowing person, and, more of yourself, because there is so much of us that we just are. We develop ourselves around what we think other people want us to be. And, it's hard to stay in touch with what we want us to be, because we've been so shamed and shut down our whole lives. So the more that you can just get in touch with go back to who you were as a kid. The inner child work is really, really valid in the sense of going back and getting back in touch with yourself, because it is when you were more pure to yourself, you were more true to yourself. And, whoever you were back then at your purest, before you started trying to please others and make yourself, I don't want people to shame me or belittle me, so I'm going to try and be what everybody wants me to be. That's like the training in the human world for a long time. But, now we're going to go into developing ourselves. And, the more pure you become of yourself, the more like if you take paints and you mix the colors, you create these different new colors. You create your own color. And so that's what you're essentially doing for yourself, is you're creating your own unique color that you are, that you represent in the world. The more you become true to yourself, the more you define and design yourself. And, and all of those things, it is by your development of, like, figure out what you're interested in. Things that people told you that you didn't do good, go do them again. Don't think about what other people think about it. Think about what you want. Think about what feels good to you. And, maybe it's silly. Maybe you want to be a mime down at the park. Well, put on your damn face paint. Go down to the park and be a mime. Who cares? Go do you. Who cares if people think mimes are silly? I mean, it could be really fun. I've never done it, but everybody just got to be true to you. You have an inner, we need everybody to come to the table and bring their true self, because that is what makes us so interesting. It's what gives us a snowflake or diamond the beauty. It's all the facets and all of the different layers. So, and that's us developing ourselves and becoming our true selves, so that we can be a part of that beautiful design. So, sounds like Trixie's back. But I've got some stuff to go do today too. Probably won't, even if I feel the need, because there's going to be company around for a couple days, I think. So, but soon, very, very soon, I will be able to just do what I want. I could go live if I wanted to. Hell yeah. I don't know that I'd want to. I mean, I do this. I don't go in and edit it, obviously, I show. I don't want to be fake or phony. I just don't like it. I don't like people trying to be so perfect all the time. It's like, nobody's fucking perfect. Why are you trying to be perfect? Why are you trying to act like nothing happens? And, when I would watch videos, I liked it when the people were just like, just a regular self. So I was like, I want to be my regular self. And it always stood out to me when people were trying to be too perfect and, I'm not trying to be perfect. So I'm just trying to, I don't know, spread the word. I feel like I'm one of those people who are out on the corner holding up, redeem yourself, like that. Jesus, repent. That's what it feels like sometimes, because nobody wants to fucking hear it. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. It's like they're fucking happy and satisfied. Just let me have my flu and wait for the end. Yeah, I don't know. But things are changing. It's a cosmic thing. There's, it's not my beliefs. It's been written. I didn't just come up with it on my own. I even saw the different tribe elders, they say it too. Everybody, all the different groups that have the ancestral ties all know of this time that is to come, heaven on earth, the age of Aquarius. So, anyways, I'll stick to my beliefs and I'll crochet till we get to them. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.